Hi there, hope you're doing well. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about Ned rig fishing, and specifically we're going to talk about the Finesse TRD and how to pick colors. This can go along with any of the baits, but I want to specifically talk about the Finesse TRD. This is a 2.75 inch bait, really finessey. It's kind of the French fry of the fishing world, so those fish just like to come over and pick it up. Usually I'm using this in conditions where you got pretty good water clarity. Doesn't necessarily have to be perfect, but a lot of these colors are more natural. So I'm gonna go through times I like to use these, where I like to use them, and go from there. So the first is the tried and true green pumpkin. We've all used it. It's probably the #1 selling bait color. I don't know that for a fact, but I know the most baits I have in different colors is green pumpkin. That's always my go-to to start with, and then you kind of venture off from there. Kind of just really natural, looks a little bit like everything. So start with green pumpkin, never gonna go wrong there. Let's see. Next, let's go with, let's start up north. We're gonna talk about fishing a little bit up, it could be New York, anywhere you got yellow perch. And this is called perfect perch. So what this is, it's got like an oranger belly on it. It's got gold, it's got green, it's got a little bit of purple flake in there. It's even got a little bit of orange you can see in the very bottom there. So it's super natural. I like to throw this when I'm fishing. Usually it's like 10 foot or less around, maybe it could be some grass, somewhere where those perch fry are. That's where we were talking about that Hayabusa brushed easy in a previous episode, that it just drifts real naturally. It's only a 10th ounce, so it goes down real naturally, catches those fish's eyes, and they come up. A lot of times they pick it up before it even makes it to the bottom. But if you have perch in your area, definitely check this out. I've also caught them down south on it, so not just specifically where there's yellow perch, but it does work a little bit everywhere. Let's go with, what are we going? Let's do the, let's see this one, GoPro Bryant. So GoPro Bryant is, you can see it's got that like white pearly color to the bottom. It's got more of a green pumpkin top. It's a little lighter than that. It's got copper, purple, a little bit of black in there. And it says, if you've ever seen a goby, it's very similar to it when they're that light color. So they got that like lighter yellowy tan hue to them. GoPro Bryant, not just a great name, it's a really great bait fish catcher. Next one, when I'm fishing around those smallies, this is green pumpkin goby, and it's green pumpkin. It's got some purple in it. It's got a little bit of that gold in there, some black, and it's different that this is when they're on like sandier stuff, those gobies. This is when they're on rock. They get really dark colored. Those fish really like to just try to blend in, because those gobies, if you don't know a whole lot about them, they swim up off the bottom a little bit and then they go back down. They don't have a swim bladder, so they don't get real far off the bottom unless they're actually swimming and pumping along trying to get up there. So that's green pumpkin goby, awesome color, fishing anywhere that there you got gobies in now, which is a lot of places up north. Next, let's continue on the trend of up north. So everybody knows about that black marabou hair jig at this point. So when you're up there shallow sight fishing for them, like guys are throwing that out there and reeling along, I like to pick up this black yoga pants Ned rig and this Finesse TRD here. I think what's so good about it is when you have that head in there, you throw it out there, it sinks, and those fish come from a long ways to come check it out. They come over, they'll suck it right up, no problem, and you'll end up having a 5 or 6 pound smallie on all of a sudden. But this is straight black, it's called yoga pants, and everybody loves it. Next one, this one's called hot snakes. So it's a green pumpkin, and then it's got a little bit of that chartreuse color on the bottom of it. This is one of those conditions that if you get a little bit of stained water, you need that bait to stand out just a tiny bit more. It doesn't do a whole lot. The bait you can see here, like it's not gonna push a lot of water, so you can't have like dirty water and really catch them on this great. But when they're on that little forge, you got a little bit of a stain to it. Works great on like in the spring, a lot of those pre-spawners. Just pick that up and put it in front of them and they'll eat it. The next one I really like is called Canada Curl. It's a little crayfish imitation, same thing, green pumpkin, large black fleck on the top, and then the bottom is a little bit lighter here, if you can see that. It's got some gold, red in there, and it's just a natural looking bait. It kind of mimics a little bit of everything. You get that down there, and they really like this one. And I saved my favorite for last. And then I want to show you a rigging tip then afterwards. But my favorite one, it's called the Deal. You can see it's got a green pumpkinish top. It's got a little bit of this pearly blue hue to it. It's got a little bit of black flake in there. This thing looks more like a little shad than any, or minnow of any sort, than any bait that I've ever used. I've caught so many fish on this, and a lot of spotted bass. I caught largemouth down south on it. You go up north, they eat it, the smallies. It's really a great all-around color. If I had one to pick, it'd probably be this one. But I do also want to show you when you're rigging this. So this is on one of the Z-Man Nedlocks heads. You can see it's got that lead there to kind of hold the bait up. But it's really important. You want to thread this on that your hook point comes through the green pumpkin darker side. So we're gonna put it on there. When you grab this, make sure you grab behind it, push up. You'll feel it, you'll push a little bit further than it actually goes. And that's what's gonna lock it onto that lead. So that way it doesn't, you'd say it doesn't come off there then. It's nice. But having that light bottom, that's naturally how a bait fish looks. It's got the lighter bottom, darker top. Almost all the prey that bass eat are like that. So it doesn't matter if you're throwing GoPro Bryant, like the hot snakes, you want the darker on the top. Perfect perch for sure, you want that way. Just something you want to key in on. And you can adjust your colors. It can depend on light conditions, that sort of thing. If you get a real sunny day, I like to go with maybe a little bit clearer, whiter bait. And if you get some darker conditions, go with those darker green pumpkins, yoga pants, that sort of stuff. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. If you do me a huge favor, please like and subscribe, and tell your friends about this page. I'm working on trying to grow it, so if this is something you like hearing about, also let me know that, because that kind of gives me a direction on different content we can do. So thanks for watching. Have a great day.